Hello and welcome to my screencast. My name is Mr. Joe Zlevich, and I'm a high school math teacher at Mohegan High School in Clinton Township, Michigan. And in this screencast, we're going to learn a little bit about using Edmodo for the purposes of our eventual transformation unit. Edmodo is a global network that's used to create a dynamic community of learners. I use it as an instructor to as an online learning module to do a couple things. The first thing I like about Edmodo is it makes my materials easy to access and easy to organize. And as I'm creating a library of materials in Edmodo, I'm able to create units and eventually sections and classes through Edmodo. The students have benefited greatly by always having access to the information and really being, taking charge of their learning, being able to work at their own pace, and you know, embrace the transition to a lot of the online learning. As far as signing up and logging in, we'll go to our Edmodo website, and that is at edmodo.com. Edmodo.com. And on this page, you'll see Welcome to Edmodo, the safest and easiest ways for educators to connect and collaborate with students, parents, and each other. We're going to create an account, so we're going to click on I'm a student, and my student will be sample student. That's where you'll type your name in. Our group code is 4YS, 4YS GPT, GPT. Create a username that hasn't been used already. I'm just going to make sure I find one that hasn't been used. And then, of course, the email is optional, and you'll need a 6-digit password that you should write down next to your group code. And we'll sign up. And that's it. No email needed, and you are on our Edmodo page. It'll say, "Hi, student." And if you want to create an avatar, you can put that in there. Our group is the Transformations group. And when you click on that, you will see my picture and a welcome to our unit. The other posts that are currently included, there's a little survey there. I prefer Edmodo to other online learning modules that I've used in the past. Of course, we're going to have to explore Edmodo to answer that one. And then 3 of the section quizzes are also here on the first page with temporary due dates. Those may be adjusted as we move forward. But here are the 5 question quizzes on the reflections, translations, and rotations section. As far as navigating the Edmodo website, this is our group. This is our one and only group. This is our sections, Transformations 5. This is the post page if you want to make a post. Hello, Mr. S. I registered today, sample student, and you can send that one, and I'll get it. And that's will be our main method of communication through the course. And you can use that to post questions or communicate with your classmates and anything else that you may want to post. So our biggest section, our biggest area of Edmodo that we'll be using is this folder section. If you click on the folders, and sometimes they come up 1 through 8, sometimes they come up 8 through 1. You can change that just by clicking here. You will see our 8 lessons here. Our first one, of course, being the Use It Edmodo, which we're doing right now. If we click on that folder, you will see our screencast here, as well as the Edmodo Help Center. We won't click on the screencast, but the Help Center, if there's any questions you have about Edmodo, or you want to learn more about Edmodo than what we're doing in class, there is many different options here for different resources for building your Edmodo skills. So that's included in the Edmodo file. But the only other thing is in the Edmodo file is this screencast that we're listening to right now. So that takes care of the navigation. The resources here, the screencast is where your information is going to come from. I will do everything from give direction in the screencast to give examples in the screencasts. And as I mentioned, those screencasts are listed in every section. So we saw the Edmodo Screencast, and if you go to the transformation unit, you're going to see the transformation screencast as well, and it goes all the way down. Every unit is introduced with a screencast. If you go all the way down to the last unit, similarity through transformations, you'll see the similarity screencast, and that's the first thing that we'll do in every lesson. So you watch the screencast, and the screencast will walk you through the other activities in each individual folder. Helpful websites and gizmos. In the past, I've included some, handwritten notes or guided notes in my sections, but the websites that are available and some of the gizmos that are available are just absolutely the best resources out there, and the resources that I use in my class. So we'll go, just for example, if we go to, say, lesson 4, rotations, we'll see in there rotations, reflections, and translations gizmo. There's our screencast, there's some terminology, other terms, rotation notes. So instead of linking up handwritten notes or the guided notes, we'll go to the Math is Fun page, where they really give a good description of rotation, an opportunity to see rotation in action, and then of course an opportunity to rotate pictures. And we'll do that when we get to the lesson, and every lesson comes with these quizzes that are excellent opportunities to check how you're doing. That's an example of a helpful website. As far as the gizmos go, we can look at a different folder just to see how prevalent they are. And you can see here in the translations folder, we click on the translations gizmo. We take you to the Explore Learning page, and we can launch the gizmo right here. And many of these gizmos are timed during the free trial. They definitely serve our purposes, but if you want to extend your pass, it's very simple to do. So we'll talk about all of these options on the gizmos. I think that's critical when introducing these gizmos. Students are intimidated by all of the options, the rulers, these measurement tools, the pre-image matrix, and I can see the intimidation. So we'll work through a couple of these as we get on into each individual unit. There's examples that are provided, some screenshots that I use from Smart Exchange, and my friends over at Smart Exchange who share their lessons as I share mine, and they give nice descriptions, pictures, image formulas, and everything that we're going to need to complete our unit. So let me close down a couple of these things and get back to our PowerPoint here, and then of course the quizzes. The quizzes will be a resource, basically an opportunity for you to kind of show what you know and practice what you know. And I mentioned there's 3 quizzes in the posting area, and you take those, when you're done with the reflection section, the translation section, and the rotations section. There are also quizzes in individual folders. I believe in folder number 8, there's a quiz in Khan Academy. In folder number 7, there's also a quiz in Khan Academy, and I believe our dilation section, we go to Regents Prep and take the quiz on there after we've completed the notes, the gizmo, and look at a few different examples, and of course watch the screencast to begin the lesson. As far as the objectives for this initial screencast, you have to make sure you can access the screencast. So the very first thing you would do after you sign in is to sign in, and your page will look like this. You'll be on our home page, and you're going to go to the folder section. You're going to reorder the folders if necessary. Open the Using Edmodo folder and click on the Edmodo Screencast, and it'll walk you through this lesson as we're doing it. And you'll do the same thing after you complete that when you move on to lesson number 2. We go into the transformation unit. We're going to watch our screencast first. The transformation unit also has some micro lectures that have been attached. They're nice introductions, and these are they're a little bit longer than your average micro lecture, but they're the same micro lectures that I use in class, and I found them to be absolutely the most helpful ones, the ones that the students understand the best. Our class directions and objectives are also in this very first section, the transformation intro, and we'll look at that in screencast number 2. Analyzing the folder contents, I think we've done a pretty good job of that so far. I did notice in that transformation intro that the class directions and objectives, which we will talk about thoroughly in screencast number 2, they kind of give you a nice rundown of what's expected in each lesson. Understanding different types of transformation, understand terminology. If there's a quiz involved, it'll say complete the quiz where you need to complete the quiz. And of course, lesson 1, sign up for the class, navigate through the class, explore the classroom folders and the classroom resources. So I think we've opened up every folder so far. Reflections, maybe reflections here. And the reflections gizmo is here. There's our screencast, some image formulas, and an example of some lines of reflections. To complete our navigation of Edmodo, I can always tell you that up here is a home page. We can get back to our Edmodo home page. Your name will be here if you'd like to add an avatar. Click on your course, Transformations 5, and you're in a good spot. If you want to post a question, you can complete the survey, take the quizzes at the appropriate time, and of course, this folder section is where all the content of the course is. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a great day. Thank you very much.